Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Let's get ready to go and enter the second rerun in the Brits for today's live summon in the Crew 2. This will be an excellent theme summon to be featured to have all British vehicles we'll be using with Aston Martin, Bentley, McLaren, Lotus, Jaguar, TBR, Mini, and Noble are about to be set and good to go to be putting up to have some new set of challenges for only 6 events and 3 skills coming in as well. With the additional to have the Peppermint addition to the TBR Gribbit is now being featured to have the exclusive vehicle will be take part to the Big Cow as a street race vehicle along with the other 3 to be set on vehicle restriction. With the additional to have 2 no restricted vehicles will be take part in Dominion Forsberg number 2 and Dallas Squad S event for the Rallycross discipline, with all kinds of changes going on ever since from the original and rerun from Season 4 on April 1st through the 8th of 2020, and the final summon from Season 5 from November 4th through 11 before 3 years later until now. Dated schedule on August 23rd through the 30th is about to go and serve the second rerun. Prior to be on the main part of the content video, but this will have to take 3 vehicles will be eligible to be all set and good to go for having a lot of good excellent British style recommendation to be set and go for the use. With all kinds of new events, it's now going to be updated for having a main part as the second rerun ever since from the original. So I hope this is going to get much more proud fantastic out there, because welcome to Frogville, mate. Are you up for a challenge? And this time it's about to go all out in Euro British style to be set and go for the participation. I hope this is going to be quite very amazing after finishing from the city's championship before we're about to take part for having a best time to go for the current one, and then the US Speed Tour East as a theme summon before next week will be coming up and go finishing by entered in week number 8. So as always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Now it's time to get ready to go and start for today's live summit event. Let's begin. So I just counting out 7 WIP live stream session from last week on Cities Championship by using different set of Alpha Grand Prix vehicle. But it takes be creative work is all I need to have a lot of good work progress after finishing up from last week until I'll have to be moving on to go for this week for having a different set of the theme summon. So here is for having a good rank position on the Platinum in 4,087 place in 1,226,897 points. All the earnings plus extra to be added with bonus. Very much more fine wealthy collector to get much more fine vehicle on the Chevy Camaro SS, 1 Nitro, and arriving to be entered in the 8th week. So I hope your mates are about to be entered for this part of today's second rerun in the Brits. All kinds of same rewards just like the original and rerun, including the TBR Gribbit Peppermint Edition. But not to mention that I just already got the original version to the same car as part of the Season Pass exclusive. Very much more fine brand new vehicle ever since from the 90s, but this one is fully modified to get this one as the live summon reward exclusive. So I hope everything is about to be set and good to go, because grab myself to have a nice cup of tea to take part to have 3 events along with skills to have some main preparations to go organized by the no restriction for only 2 of them, 4 of them on vehicle exclusive, and then speed trap, aerobatics, and solemn to be double checked to go for the qualifying warm up to be set and go for the head start. So cheerio you guys, we're about to go and take part in Golden Hills Desert to have a good place to be here on the water-based vehicle. Now I'll have to take the good head start by using the 2016 Aston Martin Vulcan. The Duke is very much more proud British style hypercar to be capable on the track. but very good to be needed to have the skill by 75% added with a score breaker, so I'll have to give it a go and move on in to have a good course to be on a slalom on the track. Very much more fine, impressive, alright. So it'll have to give it a go and step on into the gate. That could be quite very much more fantastic, mate. Main objective complete. Gonna have to keep going towards the finish line as we go down the usual way. Gonna have to kick the nitro up. It's so great to see how British Vehicle is gonna have to make a good turn for this part of the Team Summon of this week from 3 years ago. But I can still love to enjoy it. It's all about European style to be represented from the United Kingdom. And there goes one attempt on the skill that adds up with 26,355 points. That's one Cheerio in the bag, so that should be quite good to have one part of the skill before moving on forward to be on the speed trap on skill 2. So let's go to Dallas to be on the dam on the speed trap to choose any dragster vehicle to go for the fast pick. But exception without any British dragster vehicle, because all what's left of it, all we have to go and prefer to choose the best one ever yet. Now this might be quite very challenging to go a bit complicated. Quite very cheerio. Gonna have to choose that position right over here and fast favor pick to switch my Corvette. That's a good pick. Not British, just American. Ooh. Oh, please forgive me. Didn't know I was coming, but that could be going a bit much more shorter out there to be a bit distraction. So, reminder, one part of the skill is definitely might get a closer to go up on to 100,000 points. So whenever it gets too crowded, this opposite direction to go for having an excellent position to have a nice straightaway position on the curb. No, that's sloppy. Let me try this again. So, this part of the opposite direction for a speed trap when you're on the Dallas Dam is going to be quite very challenging to see how capable between Alpha Grand Prix or dragster vehicle by comparison. So I'll have to do the burn, give a good spirit on the ocean, check and go for the green. Alright, looks like this could get much more messy out there, mate. And cheerio, success roll. 365.7 miles per hour is check and done on attempt 2 to choose a different approach. Kinda admit because that should be quite very much more usable, by the way. But 117,152 points is done and done for skill 2. So let's take the skies and go to Los Angeles for aerobatics to be using with a single British airplane to be set and go for the air race discipline class. For the air race discipline, I'll be using with the Supermarine Splitfire Mark 9 is actually to be served as a British aircraft vehicle since World War II back from the 1940s. But very good, excellent to have a speed, handling, extreme by the performance, just like the North American P-51 Mustang Striga as well. But difference is that has a very good form of the decommissioned airplane has now actually to be served as an aerobatics and air race discipline. So I have to keep a good extreme lookout, checkpoint, go for the ejected. There we go. Gonna rack up my points, and there you go. Whew. Boy, it takes a lot of attempts, bloopers, and outtakes all together, so I just really might need to get shape up to be on the skill 3 attempt by the clear. New record is now being achieved by 150,101 points is now done and done on skill 3. Alright folks, it's time for me and get myself prepared to have a best British themed summon to go for only 6 events will be selected by no restriction, vehicle selection, and force vehicle on the TBR Grippet Peppermint Edition. So, off I go, and to the big cow it is. Summon reward, temporarily, and loaned by the force. This is gonna get much more fine British style because of the UK flag symbol is now being placed on the rooftop. But kinda admit, this variation style to the TBR Grippet 2017 has actually to be colored in British racing green as well. But take a good look at this nice British beauty, you guys. Much more impressive, represent the proud of the UK to be represented from the previous queen. But definitely because it has a lot of good style out there to be on the per level on 211 to have a top speed 200 miles per hour. Unlike the original back from the 1990s, but this one is a new kind of a form style of the Grippet is now actually to be quite giving a good taste of TBR style. So gonna have to go and have the nice time to be in the Brits themed summon on race 1 will be entered, set, and go prouder out there to test out to see how the Grippet is now actually to have a good fully modified summon reward as exclusive variation. Green light is at the go, let's do this.
You're so gonna win this one.
Okay, there's Aston Martin, TBR Sagaris, Bentley, Lotus. Looks like the gang's all here, folks. Looks like I'm on the set and go for the high speed road to have a good excellent leading position in #1 spot. But on the inside to the interior view when driving in the Peppermint Edition to the TBR Grippet. But take a good look. This has a lot of good technology to be made in the 21st century. Unlike the original, this one that has a lot of good features to see how the differences will be well made to do it. But you may be able to see the top speed is now going kilometers when you're using it to be drivable to be using on the left hand side of the road. Only in the UK that is, because I might be quite very good to see how capable to see how drivable to this Peppermint Edition on the TBR Grippet. But much more fantastic to have a good proud British moment ever since to be played on every Gran Turismo games that related to TBR. Along with Forza Motorsport series and Horizon as well, but good thing that this is going to be quite good to have 2 TBR vehicles like this one in the Grippet as original and Sagaris ever since from the first installment in the crew. Gonna have to keep focused. Stay on the main pace. I'm really sure this one is very good to be served as a summon reward vehicle just to have the best time to go for the loan temporarily in the second rerun. .6 seconds. Still got this, currently on the roll. Okay, looks like that could be a one-top pace. .10 seconds on the roll. Still got this to be faster, up and running. There's the big cow, folks. Take a good of this gigantic, enormous landmark. Okay, lucky for that. Still a lot of more paces left to go. Amp up by the record to go for the main part of the objective. But it's all about British cars for this rerun, you guys. But we still do love some European cars. Okay, that's a good turn. Go for the boost. Exactly as planned. Very good to be born as a British expert to be driving with this good style. Now for the final stretch, take home the podium finish to be cleared and done. Magnificent. Very much more magnificent, and that's how new record to be putting up on the one attempt to be cleared by the score. 104,184 points. That's how trying out with a grip bit in the Peppermint Edition is a very good modified unique style. So next up, after putting up with some one street race event, the Jaguar F-Type SBR Coupe Professional Edition will be take part to be racing in downtown LA East. Very good to see how a professional edition from the agency update from Season 2, Episode 1 from Motorflix is very much more fine, different style. A different kind of a style, and that means a mustache will be switched up and go for a different style, just like using for having a different role as an action movie spy. But I'll have to take a good look to see how the details about the Jaguar F-Type is quite very much more impressive, unlike the original. So I'm just putting up with the Nitro Chemist to be stopped at 280 per level. That adds up with 760 horsepower and top speed 226 miles per hour. Handling is going expert to be nearly there, but this variation as a modified version of the car has now putting up with some dark green paint job with white stripes and a white circle has actually to have a very good, excellent professional style to have a good sports car. But it is going to be quite good to be served as a premium pack from the Motor Pass to be served as exclusive. But in the end, it'll have to go to be doing as a car collectible to have this one. So let's get it on and have a good look to this interior style.
I'll stop talking so you can start driving.
Okay, let's roll. Gonna have to step it up and go for the high speed to have a good style of professional. Just like the standard to have the Jaguar F-Type, but this one is very much more professional to see some details and some very good excellent changes. But it may be quite going different role as James Bond, that is. This one is actually to have a spy vehicle from the agency. Here it comes. Now gonna have to switch it up, and there's that mustache to be switched on the license plate. Pretty snazzy. Pretty much more snazzy and very good to be excellent. Well, I kind of say because this one is a little bit funnier, that is. Here comes the jump. Quick time refill. Okay, all that practice pays up. Now let's go extreme to the max. Okay, very good drift. Spark up the nitro. My time to do some quick farming work is everything I need. Better take a good look because I'm about to pull that skill to be right in and doing a dashes way on the right turn. Woohoo! Looks like very much more ace in the drift. Haha! Looks like I'm just going James Bond at this one, folks. He maybe preferred driving Aston Martin, but in this Jaguar, it is definitely to be look like a spy movie car. Pass through on the next checkpoint. Looks like it's pouring rain out there in LA. Well, I just heard about Hurricane Hillary is actually to be coming around on the south coast of California. Kind of admit because this is definitely might be seen for the first time over 20 years ago. Alright, just gonna keep going and stay on track. No matter the driving skill, maybe feels like to be acting like Decker Shaw. You know, played by Jason Strahan, of course, from the Fast and the Furious movies. Okay, here comes the finish line. Gonna have to make that good, excellent spin. Alright, looks like 3 minutes, 43.394 seconds is clear. That's 113,245 points. That's a new record set on the first attempt. Very cool, and drive like a good professional spy racer. That's event number 2 on the street race discipline in the bag. Next up, hypercar discipline by using the Noble M500 will be take place and go over onto the next location in the road to New Orleans. I am so very excited to try it out with the Noble M500 for the first time after purchasing along with the M600. But this one is now stated to be classed as a 2022 model, is now putting up with a per level and nitrochemist added in 320 that contains with 943 horsepower and top speed 293 miles per hour. Just like the M600 that has a different kind of performance, but capable and classed as a hypercar discipline. But too golly impressive that is, because this one is very brand new to the game, so I'm about to go for it and see how it does to see how capable to be driving in the M500. Kinda admit because it's about to go faster and challenging with some other hypercar class. So let's get it on, and we got some very good, excellent British vehicles like McLaren and Jaguar will be joined in. Here comes the M600 on second place. The M500 is in the lead. This car is a one good wonder of British beauty, is actually to have a very good, excellent successor to the M600. The chassis, taillights, headlights, exhaust, and features to have a fully custom parts for some modification. But on the inside to the interior view to be used on the right hand side. Pretty much more impressive to have the 2020 model is now actually to have a very good 21st century style. So it'll have to go faster to be kick up onto the high pace to go for the high gear. But look at this inside to this interior. This one is a British beauty to see this hypercar that might be quite giving a good, excellent top gear rating. The handling is quite very much more snazzy to be driving in the mid-engine layout. But the top speed is going to get much more off the charts when putting up with a nitro, will be speed up to have a maximum limitation. So I had to let my Total Drama OC Genesis will have to be doing with some vehicle details about the Noble M500 after this, when I have to take the chance to go WIP live stream session. Okay, checkpoint clear. Gonna have to go cherry on. Okay, well, what in the Queen's Gambit name did I just mistaken hit? Okay, that's a good solid fine skill. Going through. Have a good straight clear space on the Avenue Road. And let's kick it up and go on the high gear to be faster in light. Halfway there and 55% to go over to be stopped at 60. For this car, it's actually to be quite good, but a bit more steadier to see how the suspension is going to be quite very challenging to go tougher respond. So I'm just barely trying to keep a good hold on myself to be driving in the M500. But this one is quite very good to have Noble to be welcome in the Crew 2 ever since from the Elite Bundle to be purchased. But very nice to see how one hypercar is going to be quite good to be proud in British, along with McLaren and Jaguar as well to be joined in for having a good best time of British one-make hypercar class. Differences and go for only 3 manufacturer car brand, that is. So here comes to be on the main straightaway to be on the road. Switch back onto the third person view. Golf course in the south. Now coming around at the industrial district as I'm about to be approaching to be on the main entrance to keep racing clean and doing well onto the entrance at New Orleans. Okay, that's good. Next turn. Do that brake. Power slide, check, and good. French Quarter towards the finish line. Alright, now that's a good impressive lap time that is. That's 4 minutes, 20.368 seconds is now check and done on the first attempt. Well, that could be a quite very darn start to see it. I'll have to take that as a follow-up catch-up for this one, after I just really might need to go speed up by the improvement. Just to be novice to be tried out with one of the 2 Noble vehicles that day. So, in about 3 events to go, Rallycross will be coming up to go to Dallas, take on in the Squad X event to be choose and go for the best British vehicle along with the German ARM brand is now actually to be well shared. But not to mention because Mini was part of the British car brand is now being quite very much more impressive. But until the German brand just actually to be updated to be rebranded and still remain the same. So gonna have to take some time and check to go look around to see which vehicle am I using. The 2013 Rallycross edition to the Mini Cooper S Countryman All 4. Just the only best British rally car to be well used to be going recommend. But it takes 600 horsepower to see how faster can it go to beat the dirt and tarmac altogether. But I can't admit because Mini is still have a good proud heritage to be in the UK. So let's go.
Fingers are crossed.
Let's show some good rallycross racing to make the Queen proud. Very much more impressive ever since I just used the UDRS Inspirotech livery. But apparently because this was part of a stunt car to be served to use in the agency. So I have to keep doing some drifting, more jumps, quick refill on the nitro to have a short time. Okay, there goes the contact at the barrier. Splash on in, first lap clear, go on lap number 2. That's much more impressive, mate. Go for having a good best nitro, doing some stunts, performance, and skill. So I'm on the halfway mark, in the middle of lap 2. Okay, that's the ticket. Final lap, off I go. Let's bring that British Mini Cooper S home to the finish line. Shortcut is the best Q advantage to have some tight turns to be entered at a Joker session. But that could be quite too far to right, mate. There we go. Slide around a little bit. One last jump, splash the waters, and bring it home on the last checkpoint to the finish line. 2 minutes, 15.985 seconds. Good show and much more work to be needed. But after all, any rallycross vehicle will be entered at any time in the Brits as second rerun because that could be quite very good to be well improved. So fourth event, check and clear. Now let's go touring car to be set by the no restriction and Bentley Continental Supersports Touring Car Edition. So let's go on to number 2 of Dominion Forsberg. We'll be at Eagle Falls Motorsport Park. Just in time to have a Just in time to have a Just in time to have another Mini Cooper S will be putting up in the touring car discipline to be classed as just in time for having a very good 3-lap time attack after one rallycross event to the same Mini Cooper S. But this one is the 2010 Mini Cooper S Touring Car Edition as Checker Edition from the USB Tour Cities. I did not use it, but this one is very good to be part as a touring car discipline to have a very good full modification that adds up with a wide body as well. Max speed is now going amp up on to 249 miles per hour and 750 horsepower in the per level 320. But that's not all, the handling is going a bit much more challenging to be level and intermediate. So I had to test the Checker Flag Edition out to the Mini Cooper out and see how it goes. 3-lap time attack equals 1 faster in the lightweight will be step up to go proud British.
Go for it. It's now or never.
Alright. Looks like it feels a bit lighter out there when driving in the Mini Cooper S as a touring car edition. But good thing putting up with some vanities ever since from the last update. But I haven't used it yet, but I'll have to go for it to see how it turns out to be a bit more challenging when it comes to have a 3-lap time attack. Unlike the original, this one that has different kinds of modification is now being all together, but this is going to get much more proud competition to be part in the USB Tour Cities and Dominion Forsberg as well to be well racing on the track. Pretty much more lighter, faster, quicker, and more competitive. But almost forgot about the interior view. This one still has many different changes to be well remain to be used, but this one is now being treated as a real car version. But it'll have to be putting up with some carbon fiber that could be quite considered to be using as a race modification style. That's 13.939 seconds. I should rather have the McLaren 12C GT3 after this, but anyway, this one was very brand new to be part as a MotorPass exclusive. Gonna keep going. Inside the tunnel, checkpoint, double clear. Yeah, that's a good run. Just only 5 events to be checked and currently in progress for only 1 more to go. Oof. Pretty close call. Just gonna have to keep racing clean. Here comes the last lap. Got this to go, green light in the bag. Almost there to be at 90% in about 10 more to go. This Mini Cooper S Checker Edition is going on a high roll. But I still got this, and just gonna bring home the proud T of the podium. Yes, there you go. That's 3 minutes, 19.887 seconds to have a good roll of the racing time attack ejected. But very good. At least that should be quite doing well to have the first attempt on the Mini Cooper S 2010 Touring Car Edition as checker flag variation. So this one should be quite adding up on to the next part for having a follow-up catch-up. One more event to go. This time, US Speed Tour next, Future of Speed for the Bentley Continental Super Sports GT3 Touring Car Edition. But it's about to go fast and feel proud as a British GT racer to see how tested to see one Bentley will take part in the USST next. But don't forget, because any kinds of livery variation to the same Continental Super Sports Touring Car Edition when putting up on the per level up to 320, that adds up with 844 horsepower and top speed 250 miles per hour. Just to have a pro racing livery to be good, and I'll have to try it out and give it a good feel of speed. Just give me one sip of tea. Okay, a bit much more better. So, we're about to challenging with Alpha Grand Prix cars, so let's roll it out and go.
Here we are at race 1 of the US Speed Tour's brand new circuit over Lake Michigan. And it's a glorious day to break some records. Between the aerodynamic curves and those innovative suction zones, we should see some very impressive top speeds today. I'll let the track say the rest, because it's Speed Tour time.
Oof. That could be sounding a bit tougher out there after I just pulled that brake if I really need to. On the interior view, this one is very much more competitive race ready to the Bentley Continental Super Sports. But instead, the changes were made to be converted from a road car into a race spec modification that is actually to be served in GT3 regulation ever since back from the 2010s. But still got a lot of good, excellent luxury sports car, but very capable to be racing on the track. So I'll have to take a good extra speed on the suction air vacuum. That's good for 3 times. Stay on the speed, down on the next corner. Okay, that's good. Hairpin turn. Okay, good respawn. Oof. Okay, that could be a rough start. That could be embarrassing. So yeah, by the way folks, try to keep a good steady balance for having a one possibility for a clean race. The Bentley Continental Super Sport is an absolutely touring car to be tested in the USST next.
The team who planned the building of this circuit scouted a lot of possible locations. Gulf of Mexico, Hudson Bay, Prince William Sound, but settled on the only one of the Great Lakes bordered entirely by the USA. And from what I'm seeing, wow, They really made the right choice.
Come on, just gonna stay on track. I really hope I can still give enough speed. This could get much more challenging when you're driving with this one. Alright. Still got this. Kick up the boost. Here comes the final lap. Okay, that was a close call. Whoa, man, this is gonna get a bit more crazier out there when taking too much. That's 21.286 seconds. I still got this to have one attempt of the record. Even though the handling is going a bit more heavier than I felt like it, because it takes more speed, a bit heavier to go cornering to be on the main part of the turns and elevations by the terrain. But you know, I still think about the Bentley Continental Supersports GT3 as a touring car discipline. It's still got a lot of more skill to be come up with some excellent potential. But I can still live with it and try to practice well anytime, any race, any place. So we're almost there. Finish line is just right up ahead.
Here, no reason to slow down, and wow, these cars are really putting the speed in US Speed Tour.
Whew. That was a tough fast start to see one Bentley to go in action. But there it goes. 118,832 points in one attempt clear. All I can say is, now that's a super fast competition for the Bentley Continental Supersport. Has actually did a lot of fun out there for the USST next. So once again, right at the start to be on Wednesday, we're climbing up in the platinum in rank 2,895 place in 1,126,259 points is now currently to be checked and clear. Other three events will be required to have a follow-up checkup. We'll be doing British exclusive vehicles, including with a Noble M500 in the road to New Orleans. Well, it was a lot of fun out there to see how all British vehicles to be participate for having a second time as the rerun for the third time in this part of the Team Summit on Season 14. But after all, 3 follow-up catch-up event is all I need to have a best time to go WIP live stream session without any microphone will be turned on. So I had to leave the part to me, and then this one is now currently to be checked and well done to go defense on the platinum. Only 2 more events to go after entered on week number 8. Next up, US Speed Tour East as a Team Summit will be coming up at the end of August, and then earlier in September to get 4 rewards, including with a USST band tire on the Common Vanity. Let's have a good look by the preview. So, we got 2 returning vehicles by coming up in next week. Porsche 911 Carrera RSR Turbo Post Performance and Chevrolet Corvette C3 Fire Edition. Just to have 2 required vehicles from the previous MotorPass exclusive. Perfect. Very much more needed to have 2 more touring car discipline, including with a concept post performance in the Alpha Grand Prix discipline to be participate. 1 rallycross, rally raid, and street race discipline by no restriction, along with the next 3 skills on escape, slalom, and another part of the escape for only 1 part of the land-based vehicle. Well, I can't admit because we're almost there at the end of August, but we still got 1 more event to go. Hypercars Glory will be coming up on September 6th through the 13th to get the Proto Lucky 1 Marble Edition, which is actually to become as a fully modified Summit Reward exclusive. So I bet I can wait to get this one after finishing up on the Brits, US Speed Tour East, and then moving on over to have the best time before the Crew Motorfest will be coming out soon until September 14. Let's wrap this up before at the end of the video, folks. I'll have to putting up with some changes as part of the encore content video, but anyway, live stream video in progress to have some many changes to get all the bloopers and outtakes that I just recently made for myself, but you understand. But it takes a lot of progress and putting up with one part of the content video to be labeled as complete edition. So just you wait, folks. I'll have to get down and do some more major video editing by development where we get down and put myself to be served as my own personal homework. But after all, homework is very much more important to be putting up with some major changes as a YouTuber. So I'll have to leave it to myself. Thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Just go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like DeviantArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, and more to see for my own image artwork like UDRS liveries, Vision Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time for continue on in the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.